Hi, my name is Caleb, and I want to introduce you to Farm and Square. Now, the name is very confusing. When I speak to a few people, I have to usually repeat it many times. But just think of the usual phrase that we always hear every day, fair and square. And we want to implement that on the farming industry. And that's where Farm and Square come in. Now, Farm and Square is about a platform, free, open, and public to use, for farm business to use, for farm workers to use, and they can connect from that platform to communicate with each other, to get work, to pay workers, to manage casual workers. Now, the reason we want to do Farm and Square is we have four four objectives, but main the main reason is to discourage workers' exploitation that's going on in Australia today, and we don't know what happened, how much is lost, or what goes in between the line from when the farmer pays the worker. Because usually in the middle between the contractor, that something happens in between. And according to research, as a whole country, we are losing approximately $100 million a year in missing pay, salary to workers. But we just don't know. And that is exactly the problem that we want to address. We just don't know what happened in between, the gray area. Which is why I think it's time we put the light, to put a spotlight at what is in between the gray area, and to make a place, a business dealing that is ethical, transparent, safe, and uphold the value of Australians. So Farm and Square is about giving farmers a fair go, giving workers a fair go. Now, as a farmer, I understand farm life is hard. And one of the biggest challenge farm business have is to get workers to work in the farm during the season. Now that's the problem. When it's season, we need the workers. But when it's not season, we don't need them. So we need a lot of casual workers during the farm season. And that is why farm business usually go to contractors to get workers, because all they need is people to work on the field, and they need it temporary. When the work is done, and the farm business usually will pay the contractors one time, and then the contractor will handle the rest, paperwork, money, salary to whom that work in the farm, everything. Now this is really good for the farm business, because for one, give them the light burden of doing paperwork, and the farm business only have to talk to one person to manage hundreds of people that work in a farm. For farm business, it is the best choice, and it makes sense to get contractor to manage the worker, because usually every season to season the turnover of the worker is a lot, especially if it's a big farm, and if the farm needs more than 100 people to work at one time. Now, if you don't have contractor or someone manage them, it's really difficult, because each worker that comes from overseas, we gotta also manage the visa to make sure that they are there legally and they have the legal rights to work. Another thing is you gotta manage their time and bookkeeping, and you gotta look at the tax and the super requirements, and also you gotta manage someone to manage the productivity on site. So it makes sense that farm business will require the service of contractor. And there is a very good contractor in Australia, but unfortunately, as time of these few years goes by, there is been a growing case of illegal, or what they call the labor syndicate, rogue syndicate that's been operating in Australia, doing all sorts of illegal activities where they don't pay the workers, or they pay the workers below the award wages by law. They don't pay the taxes that result in not paying the super as well, and result in having no documents. And that is why the research have come up with a conclusion that approximately $100 million of missing pay goes without a trace every year. But we just don't know, because it's in the gray area, and what happens in between the contractor and the worker, usually the farm business have no idea. Now, what also we as a business we want to address is the safety and the fair pay of the workers that work in the farm. As a worker, when we work in the farm, it's the least that we expect for the worker is to reward their hard work and to give them the right pay that they should get and agree to according to the award rates. But unfortunately, somewhere happened in the middle of the line, where the farm business pay the contractor and the contractor pay the worker, and the contractor need a commission and a cut out of pay as well. So as Australia as a government, there's no regulation that says how much a contractor should earn in between, or how much commission they should receive, because it's totally up to the contractor or the middleman. Well, let's go to say it again and remind, there's a good contractor that pay according to award wages. But that's the thing. It comes to a culture where the farm business hope that the middleman is doing the right thing, without regulation, without confirmation, without report. There's no tangible evidence that both parties, the workers or the farm business, can hold. And we believe information and transparency is the first step towards changing the direction to the correct direction, that we can all agree together that what is right should remain right, and what is wrong should remain wrong, and to agree as a nation, to agree as an industry, that there should be a better way to go forward towards the right direction. So Farmer and Square, we have 4 objectives in our company. 1, we are going to be on site acting as a contractor, but different from conventional contract service. We're gonna pay and set the pay according to award wages. That is what our first activity on site. And the second activity we do is we provide website service. Website service to get a report and tax reports such as tax and super available online anytime. So the farmer have the record and the worker have the record. And the third thing we do is we promote transparency and accountability. We believe if we have information of testimonial with every farm and every worker available online, you put everyone to a greater security, that they know exactly who they're talking to and who they're working with, and if businesses and workers are accountable online for the testimony that they do, it'll discourage worker exploitation, and also it'll bring a sense of competition, and it'll change the marketplace to be competitive but positively, because if everyone is accountable for the service they provide and the information is available online, we'll find that good farm business continue to be success, gaining good reputation, and those business that contractors that's always constantly doing the wrong thing, they'll receive less and less people approaching them for business. So it works. It will create a snowball of positiveness, and it will create a win-win situation for those that believe in integrity, and those that believe that hard work should be rewarded and no compromise. We should not compromise on the workers' salary that they deserve. We should not compromise on their accommodation or their basic living human rights. So those are the things when we have information online and all the time, it'll stir the country to a good direction. More responsibility means more power for farm business to decide for themselves what is good for their business and what is not good. And the fourth activity we do, we want to be on the side of the farm business and stand on the side of the worker and also the government, and to create a win-win situation for everyone. So we believe in this sense we can and we will create a win-win situation for farm business by gaining more and more reputation, regain their lost reputation, and the workers can regain the salary they lost, they regain information, they regain the sense of security that when they come and work in a foreign country, there's someone and the community is behind them to support them in both the law, regulation, and also in the spirit that they are protected and their rights is considered sacred. And also the contractors, we believe there's good contractors that all this while is doing the right thing. So we want to include them as well, to let them be partners with the farm business and to work alongside, all within this platform. Free platform, membership for life, no contracts, and they can choose to use our service or not to use anytime. We want to build a business that focus on the success and also to encourage reward in hard work. And we believe in freedom to operate business and be successful, freedom to choose how they want to run the business, and also freedom to run a business in integrity. So all in all, Farm on Square, we believe in integrity, we believe in transparency, we believe information can help, and more responsibility that leads to more power in deciding the outcome of what happens in the farm. All in all, we believe we should instill the Australian attitude and belief that we should give all farm business and all workers a fair go. So that is why we want to introduce Farm and Square for you today. Thank you.